Wonderful thing happened on Saturday night, and I don't know if you were privy to any of that, but the Paulist Fathers had a coast-to-coast gathering on the internet, and it was called Hope Coast to Coast, and it was an effort to raise money for our new home for our seminarians and our missionaries in Washington, D.C., and it was a great success. And one of the interesting things that happened during that hour and a half we were on Saturday evening was that we had one of our seminarians, gifted and clever, found out how you could do a phone bank where you could call 1-855-Paulist, and any number of Paulists would be on the other end of the line to have a conversation or perhaps take a donation or whatever it might be. And we didn't think any of that was going to work, frankly. No one was going to call. No one uses the phone anymore. People use their phones to text and do other things. But as soon as we announced that you could call and talk to a Paulist or a seminarian by dialing that number, the phones jumped off the hook. And people started calling in from across the country, some to be very generous and sharing their treasure with us Paulists, but also they wanted to call and connect with how's Father so-and-so doing, or, oh, I see Father so-and-so's answering the phone, can I talk to him for a second? And so there was this marvelous moment of connection. Connection is something we're all craving these days because we're not traveling or we're not seeing family or friends at the regularity that we're accustomed to, and it's really tough. So creating these virtual events, just like Mass right now, but having an interactive element like you all are doing at home as you write in your own petitions, is that desire to be connected. It's a desire that's expressed in both of our readings. And Paul to the Ephesians talks about how through Jesus, through his cross and resurrection, he has broken down the walls that have separated us. Through Jesus, we are all connected. Through the Eucharist, through our conversations, through the way we interact with each other, we are all connected. God has made us one large family. And that urge that you have sometimes to reach out and to connect, or you're lonely or you're missing someone, is that sense, I hope, for you of how God is seeking for you to be close to him through other people. It's a great thing. It's a human thing, but it's also very much a spiritual thing. And we must always be ready to connect with one another. Not only when we're feeling lonely or blue or feeling like no one's coming to talk to us, we got to pick up the phone ourselves, but God picks up the phone and dials us all the time. And this second reading in the Gospel reminds us that we need to be ready to answer the call when it comes through, however it comes through, in ways we don't want, in times we don't expect, but to be ready. So as much as we want to connect when we're feeling lonely, God gets lonely too sometimes and wants to get us connected. And we need to be able to respond. But you know what? It comes from places we don't expect. The homeless person on the street. You may not want to give $1 because you gave it already, but it doesn't mean you can't have some kind of meaningful, I'm sorry or no, maybe next time connection with someone, because that is Christ right there. Or maybe it is the pain in the neck relative who wants to bend your ear on the phone for longer than you want. That might be Christ as well, reminding us we need to be ready to be his hands and feet so that we might be embraced when the time comes when we need it the most as well. Our relationship with our God is give and take. We must sometimes not have that out of balance. So through this Eucharist, as we remind ourselves how much the Lord has given us through his cross and resurrection, we give thanks. And then, as we walk out these doors, we are called to give back. May the Holy Spirit guide us in all of those ways.